Apple have just gone ahead and announced their first event of 2022, and it's going to be happening next Tuesday, which is the 8th of March, and it's entitled Peak Performance. Not peak as in top, but peak as in taking a look. And this has got me and every other Apple fan in the world incredibly excited to find out exactly what Apple has up their sleeve. Of course, whenever there is an announcement like this, rumour mills start to spiral up online of exactly what we might be seeing at these events. So I thought I'd throw in my 2 pence and just have a chat with you guys about exactly what I think we're going to see at this event, what I'd love to see at this event, and things that we definitely will not be seeing at this event. Of course, right now this is just my opinion and this is just me speculating. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see at this event or what you think we'll be seeing at this event. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button as well. It would mean the absolute world to me to get you on board. We are so close to our next goal of 2,000 subscribers, and I'd love to hit that by the end of this month. So if you aren't subscribed, do that, and let's go ahead and talk about peak performance. Two things that we know will almost certainly be at this event is some spec bumped products, and let's talk about those really quickly. The first one being the iPhone SE. This will be the SE3, and it's been about 2 years since we received the last one. We don't expect a massive redesign here. It will probably look the same as it always did, and that's that iPhone 8 design that many people still love to this day. Under the hood though, it is going to have the Apple A15 Bionic chip. Now, this is all well and good, but the iPhone SE's battery performance was never really that great, and putting in an A15 chip might well be detrimental to that battery life. Unless they clock back that chip a little bit or do some kind of optimizations to get it on the same sort of level as the iPhone 13 mini in terms of battery life, I just can't see this working. Of course, we'll have a ton of different colours, and I'm sort of interested in seeing this, mainly because of its 5G support. Apple have really got behind the idea of having 5G for everyone, so no matter what your budget, there's probably an iPhone with 5G support for you. Alongside that spec bump with the SE, we also expect to see a spec bump with the iPad Air. It's again going to be pretty much the same design, but have that A15 Bionic chip under the hood, making it that little bit more powerful. Again, not particularly exciting or interesting, but these are still really welcome spec bumps, particularly for that 5G support and for having that extra little bit of performance to really make these devices shine. Just like last year's Spring Awakening event, I highly expect to see some new colours for the iPhone 13 this year. Last year we got that Willy Wonka purple, and I can't lie, I actually really love this colour. So I'd love to see some new colours again, maybe an orange or even a green. These would be great colours to see. So let's hope and pray, and let me know in the comment section down below what colour you would like to see for an iPhone 13. Let's move away from iPhones and iPads though and talk about Macs. Because Macs are in this interesting position at the moment because we're still in that transitionary period between the Intel and the Apple Silicon chips. For a while now, we've had the M1 chip in the Mac Mini, the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air. Now, we also saw very recently that M1 Max and M1 Pro chip. I highly expect to see that Max and Pro chip coming across to more devices in the very near future. For this event though, I think we'll be seeing a redesigned Mac Mini with that Max and Pro chipset. There have been rumours online for a very long time of the newly designed Mac Mini, with a lot of new I/O, and it would make sense to put in a much more powerful chip here, because it, to me, just feels like the Mac Mini could be so much more, if only they gave it that much more performance. So I'm super excited to see that. I also expect to see the 27-inch iMacs. These will probably look very similar to the 24 in terms of their colour, and they will also probably have that M1 Pro or M1 Max chip inside. We're starting to get into the more unlikely section here. This is stuff that I would like to see, but we most likely will not. The first one being M2 chips. Now, the MacBook Pro is renowned for having some strange choices in terms of its Pro performance. I have the M1 MacBook Pro here, and it doesn't feel particularly pro when I could have got the same performance with a MacBook Air. So to see a M2 chip in one of these would be a strange choice, but also a little interesting. We don't know a ton about this chip. We don't know whether it will perform better than a Max or a Pro. This is highly unlikely, but we will still see a performance bump between the M1. This new design will probably also still have the touch bar and will look very similar to what we already know and love, rather than the newly redesigned M1 Max and M1 Pro MacBook Pros. Another thing I doubt we'll see is anything audio based. I don't think we're going to be seeing any new AirPods or AirPod Pros anytime soon. The AirPod range got refreshed fairly recently, and the AirPods Pro, there just hasn't been a lot of rumours or ideas online of exactly what they could be doing. So I don't expect sound to be playing a massive part in the peak performance event. Now, of course, many people are starting to wonder where these Apple AR and VR glasses are. With a name like peak performance, as in looking at, you could argue that maybe we will see the Apple AR and VR glasses. I've actually put this into the category of definitely not going to happen, because I just don't think that Apple will have nailed this down yet. We all know that Apple don't do things until it is definitely ready to go, and I just don't think the technology is going to be there for it yet. I would absolutely love to be proved wrong, but I highly doubt it. So that's just some of my speculation. I definitely think we'll be seeing the iPhone SE. We'll probably also see a new iPad Air and maybe some new Macs with either an M2 or even some redesigned M1 Max and M1 Pro chips. God, these names are confusing. Apple, can we change up some of these names please? Because they are a little bit confusing to say. Anyway, if we do see the Apple AR and VR glasses, I will be first in line to buy these things, but I just don't see it happening, particularly not at this event. Anyway guys, what do you think we're going to be seeing at this event? Let me know in the comment section down below, and of course, my name's been Robert, this has been Review Clue, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.